Having seen how marriages fail every day, we all want to escape that. You don't want to become a stranger to the person you once shared your life with, you once entered into a covenant with, right? Hi there. Welcome to Intentional Living with Meb. If you've not been living under a rock, you would have noticed how marriages have been failing terribly everywhere. And the sad thing is that it does not just end with the world. Even among Christians, we see marriages fail nearly every day. It's just so much. Okay, if this is how marriage is, then what's the point getting married? What's the essence of being married in the first place? Why not just remain single? God made marriage to be beautiful, but a lot of things can come in the way and make marriages fail. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, why Christian marriages fail. So let's dive right into the first reason marriages fail is that people marry the wrong people. And this is not me saying people marry the person that is not their spouse, because ideally before God there is really not that one person alone that if you don't marry this person you're done for. There's really not that person. But a lot of people marry the wrong person. They are both not headed in the same direction. They both do not have same values. They both do not share similar path in life. And of course, how can two work together except they be agreed? So the second reason marriages fail is that people caught wrongly. This internet age of social media, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, has just continually put people under the pressure of wanting to show the world something, wanting to prove that okay, something is happening for me as well. I'm enjoying my marriage, I'm enjoying my relationship, I'm doing well in life, my finances are thriving. Just want to show the world something. So we don't look left out, we don't look like nothing's happening to us. That's one of the things affecting courtship. Yes, take all the beautiful pictures you want to take, go all the places you want to go, have all the videos you want, make all the YouTube videos, do everything you want to do. But the essence of courtship, especially for Christians, is to till the ground ready for your marriage and to plant the seeds. Essentially, what people should be doing in courtship is to ensure that this journey we are embarking on, we are both able to sustain this journey. We both have what it takes. We're able to nurture the things that are required to go on this journey, to be together, to build together, and to serve God together. That's what courtship is meant to be. Courtship is supposed to be a time where you even plan for your marriage. You plan how many children you want to have, the kind of atmosphere. I don't mean where you live, essentially, that's important, but the kind of atmosphere you want to have in your home. You want to have an atmosphere of peace, an atmosphere that can accommodate the Spirit of God, that can sustain your mental, spiritual, physical health and help you progress in all aspect of life. That's what you do in courtship. Another reason marriages fail is that people are so focused on marriage that they miss out on other really important areas of life. How do I mean? Now, if you go online right now, you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, you would see 16-year-olds, 14-year-olds. And what are they talking about? Boyfriend, marriage. The quotes that resonate with them, the videos that resonate with them the most are videos of how to be a good wife, how to marry your best friend. Those things are beautiful, but we have made marriage an idol in our generation, such that we focus on marriage at the expense of other very vital areas of our lives. And then, even when a single lady or a single guy is out there mingling with the opposite sex, the only thing on his mind about a lady is, oh, we should be suitable to be a girlfriend for me, we should be suitable to be my wife. Whereas that lady has giftings, opportunities that you can actually harness to be better, to improve your finances, to improve your relationship with God, to just grow. But what you're thinking about is how I'm going to ask her out, how she's going to be my wife, how she's going to be my girlfriend, and you miss out on that. And the sad thing is, when we fail to focus on other aspects of our lives because we want to prepare for marriage, because we want to be good wives, good husbands, when you get married, the things that make your marriage last, the things that make your marriage productive, that make your marriage stable, will not just be things you learn to do for your spouse or with your spouse. Your spouse is not going to be the only person you would interact with when you get married. You still interact with other people. And then, whatever skill, I mean soft skills now, whatever improvements you've done to yourself that is not focused around marriage would actually help you in your marital life. How do I mean? For example, you've not built communication skills, you don't know how to communicate with people, you don't know how to read rooms, you don't know how to read the atmosphere to be able to communicate wisely. And you've read everything about serving your husband, you've read everything about being effective on the bed, you've read everything about being a good cook. You don't know when your man is not really in the mood to talk and he just wants silence, he just wants to be left alone. And then you're talking, you're saying everything you want to say and you want him to respond, and issue starts. He tells you, okay, I really don't want to talk right now, and then you read another meaning to it, or he just walks out on you, or he just keeps quiet, you still read another meaning to it. You've not even built a spiritual anchor. You don't know how to communicate with God, you don't know how to hear from the Holy Spirit, you don't know how to be led by Him, and you're going into the marriage space as a Christian. How do you want to survive? If you've not learned to be led by the Spirit of God as a Christian, you're reducing drastically the chances that your marriage will be successful, because the success of a marriage in Christianity is not captured by its longevity, it's not captured by what people see outside, but it's captured by how that marriage meets God's goal. People exclude God from their marriages, and they're not intent on being led by the Spirit when it comes to marriage. Read all the marriage books you want to read. Watch all the marriage sermons you want to watch. As a Christian, if you're not led by the Spirit of God, you cannot achieve God's aim in marriage. You cannot have a successful marriage before God. So when people leave out the leading of the Spirit, when you try to take everything logically, you want to solve everything with logic, you want to reason out everything, you want to talk out everything, you're just putting your marriage in jeopardy. If Ephesians 5 from verse 21 down gives marriage as an analogy to the relationship between Christ and His church, do you think that you can then do marriage without the Spirit of God? No, you can't. You really can't, especially if you're going to do it in the way of the Lord. And then thinking that if, as a Christian, you marry another Christian, another believer, and you're a believer yourself, you have the Holy Spirit, your spouse has the Holy Spirit, don't you think the Holy Spirit will be in the best position to tell you or to teach you how to love your spouse, how to treat your spouse, to get the best out of them and out of the marriage, and vice versa? So when there's no leading of the Spirit in a marriage, it is bound to fail. The next reason marriages fail is self-centeredness. Me, 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 me. We want everything to be about ourselves. He doesn't love me. He's not showing me this. He's not showing me that. He's not treating me this way. She's not treating me that way. Yes, love yourself, please. Don't treat yourself as trash or as though you don't matter. You matter. But when your marriage environment, or everything that happens in your marriage is about you, then there's trouble. When Ephesians 5 compared marriage to the relationship between Christ and His church, when you look at that relationship, there is no self there. Christ did not consider Himself when He went to the cross. And then when we become Christ, we no longer consider ourselves, because the life we now live is no longer ours. Same thing in marriage. When you're married, your focus should not just be on yourself. The ideal situation that should be in a Christian marriage is that you both are focused on the other. Your husband is focused on you, your wife is focused on you, and all your thoughts is, how do I make this man a better man? How do I make this woman a better woman? How do I make life better for her? How do I make life easier for her? How do I make life easier for him? How do I help her fulfill her purpose better? How do I help him fulfill his purpose better? How do I make him experience more peace? How do I make her experience more? That's what marriage should be about. But when the reverse is the case, when it's just about you, that's why marriages fail. Because marriage is supposed to be that we nurture the other person, be held accountable for the other person. The lack of openness and the lack of vulnerability. When you're not vulnerable with your spouse, when you're not open to your spouse, because I don't even know, how does that even work? I don't know how that works. You're married to someone and you're not open to them. There are some things about your life that are being kept away from them consciously. When that happens, that defeats the aim of being married. You're supposed to become one with that person, and someone you're one with, there should be nothing hidden from them. And most importantly, the reason marriages fail is that people set the wrong goals in marriage. People enter marriage with the wrong goals, with the wrong intentions. Marriage is supposed to bring you peace, it's supposed to be a place for growth, a place where you can experience the love of God in the other person. But marriage is not supposed to be a bed of roses. Marriage is not a bed of roses. In fact, marriage requires a lot of work. So when people go into marriage with the expectation that everything is going to be perfect, everything is going to work itself out, and they're not going to put in any work, you're not going to do anything, things will just unfold and be so beautiful and be admirable. When you go into marriage with those kind of goals, with wrong goals, or goals that differ from the goals of your partner, that marriage is bound to fail. If you want to really understand the right goals and the right reasons to get married, or the right goals to set in marriage as a Christian, I've made a video on that, and you would better understand the whole thing we've talked about in this video when you watch this one. And thank you for being with me on this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video.